And we are back for another live episode of the Kingdom. We don't know what the heck's going on here. We don't know where we are. We don't know where Reggie is. But we're going to try to do a short one here tonight. So welcome, everybody. Whoever's watching, we're glad to have you. And we'll talk to you in 30 seconds. Bye-bye.
What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to the Kingdom. It's been a minute, but we're back a little bit. 2 of 3 ain't bad.
No, 2 out of 3. I think that's Meatloaf who said that, right? 2 out of 3 ain't bad.
Yeah. So we'll kick it off to our boy Jor. Jor, where the hell are you?
Hello. I'm in a Comfort Inn in Madison, Wisconsin, and the Wi-Fi is not great. I'm connected to what's that?
A little spotty.
Yeah, am I running okay so far?
Yeah, it's been pretty decent actually.
Okay. I'm connected to a hotspot on a mobile phone in the USA, so that sounds really expensive, but we're here. We got some golf stuff to talk about. We got some other stuff to talk about. It's been a long day. We don't know where Reggie is. He's doing something. He might show up later. Don't know. But we're hoping just to get through this. We want to say hi to everybody. We missed last week because some more technical difficulties, I guess you'd say. We had some troubles on the road, but wanted to get this one in from Madison, Wisconsin, that is. We're about 40 miles from the Wisconsin Dells right now.
Ooh.
So I've never been there.
That's like the water park?
I believe so.
Where's
Wisconsin? Wisconsin's right. Today we went from Tennessee to Kentucky to Illinois to Wisconsin.
Jesus.
You looking at a map?
Yeah.
Bryce is wondering how you want your money. Did Toronto win?
Yeah.
Email, e-transfer. What was the bet again?
I think it was 20. We'll maybe save. We'll maybe save a trip to the bar next time we're at a tourney together or something, Bryce. Yeah. At the Bully. When was the last time you were at the Bully?
I was at the Bully this summer, I believe. Oh, it was at the rec tournament this year.
Oh.
It was not. Yeah, it was not great. Good. It's mostly the dance floor is completely depleted. It's where there used to be humans. Now there's what are those things called? VLTs, yeah. So kind of sad to see because I don't know. I think that's a representation of kind of where our province has gone lately. But I mean, you come. I've been in the States. We've been in here for about a week now, and it's just like a totally different place. Like everybody's just out a lot more and doing stuff, and just a lot less fear and everything. It seems like.
Well, I mean, you've also been in some nice climates, so that probably helps compared to what home is right now.
Yeah, no, I mean, it was like I didn't wear shorts, I don't think, the whole time. Like, it's been cold.
And you were in Florida for a while?
Yeah, we were in Florida for 3-4 days, and then we were in Nashville last night, so I got a bit of a hangover too.
Have you golfed at all?
Yeah, we golfed. It was called Shingle Creek, so it was just kind of right outside of Orlando, right beside SeaWorld, actually. So it was pretty nice. It was actually in good shape. You can tell that the hurricane did a bit of damage down there.
Oh yeah.
But it was still like in really good shape. But you could tell it was almost like Wheat City after a flood. Like the ground's just like the grass isn't fully grown back yet.
What was the city like after that?
You couldn't really tell. We kind of went through a few different neighborhoods, and there was like piles of trash that had kind of been gathered up, I guess, by the block. And I'm thinking they're just waiting for the trucks to come pick it up. But other than that, it was it actually looked okay.
That's crazy because that was only like 2 months ago.
The big one?
Yeah.
I don't even think it was 2 months ago.
Yeah. But like most of those cities had like 5 feet of water in it.
Yeah.
All around there.
We had that classic shark video that's resurfaced again of a shark going down the freeway.
That got me.
Did it?
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, we can maybe talk a little bit more because I have some things to touch on from the trip so far and a few different things. But what's going on in Manitoba? You guys got lots of snow or what? I haven't really checked the weather too much.
No, it's actually been nice the past couple of days. I think it was around like -2 most of the day today.
Really?
I think we're getting up to like 3 or 4 tomorrow. So save some shoveling.
Holy,
other than that,
that's
just
good.
Same old. Yeah, no, I think I thought I saw. I think Friday we're supposed to hit like record high. So
Really?
we'll take it.
No
That'll
kidding.
be just about
Yeah.
December.
Maybe we've swapped climates with Florida. Maybe the whole global climate change thing, we're actually swapping with Florida. That would be pretty nice.
Yeah, keep bringing it back up this way.
Because it was not warm in Florida. We went to Florida when I was a kid, probably 20 years ago now, maybe a little bit less than that, but I don't remember wearing anything other than shorts and t-shirt, and it was probably about the same time of year. And it was just cold and rainy there. We wore sweaters and jeans and everything. Actually, I golfed at the Shingle Creek, but the first night, actually, this was just as enjoyable. We played Tiger's little pop stroke course there, the mini golf course.
Oh yeah, I seen a video or something.
Yeah. So that was wild. It was like there was 18 holes in the black course, 18 holes on the red course. And it was just a lot of fun. Like you could kind of just come and go. It had like the Top Golf kind of feel to it, where there's like a bar in the back and a place to hang out, a bunch of pool tables and foosball and ping pong. And you could just kind of hop in whatever hole you wanted. Like there's really no structure. Yeah. But it worked out great because people could just kind of like, we just skip in front of people or whatever. But as long as you played like the holes and shit. But
so that
was fun.
That's like his new venture?
No, that's what I thought too. But I think Pop Stroke's just his mini golf course. It's basically
okay.
It's basically Top Golf, but for mini golf. Sweet. Which I think is pretty badass because Top Golf itself brought a lot of people into golf, like not into golf, but like you could go and hang out there as not a serious golfer and just have a lot of fun. But this is like everybody can do it.
Yeah, more family friendly type.
Right. And just go and get drunk,
with all the families.
With the family, yeah.
Yeah.
So okay, so did you figure out, or are you going to make a separate bet for this one?
Make a separate bet? No, just keep your money while you buy me a drink at the next tournament or something.
Okay. Late to the party. Welcome, Trev. Welcome, everybody else. For those who've just kind of joined here, I'm in a hotel room without Wi-Fi. Well, as soon as he said there's no password for it, I knew it was going to be dog shit. So I'm connected to a mobile. Hopefully everything seems to be running okay here. Reggie's doing some weird stuff tonight. He's witnessing a wedding, I believe, of some sort. So we might see him, we might not, but I think it's going to be a quicker episode. We got some golf stuff to touch on and some other random stuff. Drums, what else do you want to get into before we or should we start with the golf stuff maybe?
Might as well touch
because we got a few stuff. Yeah, we got a few headlines. We had another Canadian that won second time in about a month, I think, because Mac Hughes just finished winning, didn't he?
I think
and so Adam Svensson, I haven't paid too much attention to him. I wish Rigo was on the show tonight to give us some golf insights on Svensson. I'm sure he knows his the last 10 rounds he's played in the betting odds against him, but
Reg has been hot on this guy for as long as the podcast has been around.
Has he?
Yeah. Always said his name as an up-and-comer with oh my God, blanking. Other young guy that played in the President's Cup. Penrith. Yeah. Yeah. So, I mean, that's a pretty good. So that's the start of the 23 season for them?
I believe so.
As well.
And AC's kicking off his tonight, right?
Yeah. Yeah. I just saw they just teed off, or they were starting tee times like an hour ago.
Cockerill? Do you know where he's playing in Europe right now?
That's a good question. I could probably find out. Might take 2 hours once the DP app loads.
I was looking up, I was just getting some info on Svensson there. And I was looking at how many tour players are playing by country, because obviously we know the USA has the most by a long shot. But I was surprised to see how Canada's kind of keeping up in there. It's like Australia had 12, Canada has 10, and then the majority of the other countries are just like single digits. So Canada's actually doing some work. Although Graham Dulett was in that list, and I don't know if he still has his card or not, how up to date the list was.
Well, he'd still be like eligible for tournaments. I would imagine he'd still be on a like an injury exemption or whatever.
Right.
But I don't think he even plans to come back. Like, I think he might have even announced a retirement at one point.
Oh, did he?
I think so. Because I think he just does TSN broadcast now.
Yeah, him and Bob Weeks there. He also has a beer. I think he's from somewhere in Saskatchewan. Yeah.
Yeah, actually, I think it's him and a stand-up comedian.
To do the beer?
Yeah. Tick Taylor or something? Tack Taylor?
Oh yeah. Yeah, that sounds right. But I was surprised to see that Canada had so much. I kind of knew like the main three guys that we always talk about, like Connors, Hughes, and what the heck's the other guy's name? Well, Pendrith too. But Prairie Beard, yes, that's what it's called. I think it's like an IPA of some sort. We bought
like 10 full-time members?
That's what it looked like. So I don't know if it was full, but Dulett was on that list. That's why I wanted to bring that up, because I don't know if he was obviously isn't active right now, but there's a wee bit of a lag here, Drum. So if I don't mean to be cutting you off here, but I think that's just my Wi-Fi. It seems to be running okay so far, but what else we got? We got Tiger coming up. Actually, so Trevor said in the chat that Cockerill's off in South Africa tonight.
Right.
Or today. And
that's his favorite spot.
Yeah, I think that's what he said, eh?
Yeah. That's where he got hot last year anyways. His first couple tournaments. Yeah, I think he did say that's his favorite tour stop anyways.
And Tiger's back in action at the Hero next weekend? Yeah, next
weekend. Hero next weekend. And then I think a week in between the father-son or adult junior, however they label it. So we get to see the young cub again.
The old Dutch father-son, is that what it is?
Yeah.
Was that a Dolphin, or was that Weed City, the old Dutch sponsored one?
Old Dutch was Dolphin. I think it was Brandon's son here.
Right.
And I don't think
Glenn Parker was a big part of that, I think, right?
Yeah. And I don't think they have. Well, they have it. I just think it's put on by Weed City now.
Right.
We went to. We did that for 16 years, I believe.
That's crazy.
Yeah. And like
you get done photos
now? Every year.
Yeah, that's sweet, actually.
We've missed 2 in a row.
Oh, have you?
And then Dad went 1 year without me, and just got like a family friend to go to play with. But it's hilarious that like all the. No, I was in. That was when I was in Vegas, but you get photos all every year, and so like obviously like I'm growing through them. But then there's some when it's like around 1920, and you can tell I'm hungover as shit. Like my face is on sideways in these pictures. It's supposed to be all nice with Dad, and I throw up 3 times on the way to the golf course. Actually, I played the morning after Fry's funeral, so I was up till 5 o'clock in the morning the night before.
Right.
Got like
That's what I was thinking.
An hour and a half of sleep. Was a hole behind. Like I was late. Dad had to come flying into the parking lot to get me. I had a good excuse though.
Yeah, I think most days he would have been pretty choked about that. There might have been actually fisticuffs on the first tee, but I'm sure he understood for that one.
He was still pissed off. Like he didn't talk to me for 2 holes. So
it'll be nice to see Tiger back though, for sure. It's been a while, hey? When was Tiger's last tournament? Anybody know?
Yeah, I can't even remember.
I can't think of it. I feel, you know what it was? The Open.
Well, the British, right? Yeah.
When he walked across the bridge there and made me cry.
Yeah. Well, stumbled across. He's not the greatest walker anymore. So
is he carting?
I'm eager to see how he holds up. No, he said he'll never cart. Which I respect, but at the same time, I'd rather see him playing in a cart, maybe. I don't know. Yeah. I kind of toss and turn because I don't want to see, like, you hate to see your heroes die and to watch him die on a golf course. Like, I'm not pumped about it, but I'd rather see him. I don't know. It's a weird ultimatum.
Yeah, I know what you mean. We've got a couple things to touch on here. I actually want to talk about the Domies too, because it's November 23rd, so we got to be starting some the Domie watch soon. But I want to, if anybody's listening in the chat right now, try to come up with a few categories, because last year we had the top greens, top fairways, top course, and one other one.
We'll have to dig it up. I don't know if
I don't know if we should add a new category. If anybody has any ideas for a new category for this year. Was it most underrated?
Maybe. Yeah, I think so.
Last week we touched on Steve Setka. He had a hole in one at Pine Ridge that we mentioned, but after the show, he messaged the account and said, "You guys forgot to mention that it was a par 4."
Oh, I didn't know that.
I didn't see that either, but he sent me like a picture of his frame that they made for him there at the course, but I didn't see that it was a par 4. So it was 314 yards, the hole in one.
Not bad.
I've never heard of anybody like that I knew personally that has got a hole in one on a par 4.
No, that's crazy. Did he?
I know there's been a few at the Tamarack on hole 8.
Really?
Yeah, which is about 280. Yeah. So this was 314. That's impressive. Hey,
that is
even the fact that he hit it 314, never mind into the hole. Oh, whoa. Oh, I'm back. I went to click Trev's comment here and I clicked an ad.
Oh. Was it our sexy?
Patty Ball has third. Oh yeah, number 3. You know that one, eh? Oh no, you maybe don't.
No, I'm still Dosaless.
You know, we played there as a kid though. That 3 would have been the same when we were a kid. It was just a 9er when
25 years ago.
That's how long ago that was.
I can only remember the first hole.
First hole's tough, man. That Dosa.
Is it a dogleg left? Kind of uphill?
Yeah. Yeah. Very severe slope, left to right. The whole hole.
Yeah, I can remember it.
Cam says he witnessed an ace at Cartwright on a par 4. Witnessed an ace. That's even better. That was the first guy I even knew that had one, so he witnessed it.
Do you know how drunk I would be for getting a hole in one on a par 4?
Especially 314. Like that's actually a very impressive shot.
Yeah, like you're a big dick for life after that.
No kidding. Like mine was 150, 60 yards or something, and it was like the best day of my life. His was double the length.
At Pine Ridge?
Pine Ridge, yeah. I've never played. Heard lots of good things though. But that's another Winnipeg course that I want to get to. Elmhurst too, man. Elmhurst this year and last year is a course that was number one on my list, and I never got to do it.
Got to do a Winnipeg tour, basically.
Pretty much. Did play Bell Acres though, actually, for the first time.
Zero time. This year?
Yeah. Played with New Outlook team. They had a tournament on there, and
right.
We drove in for the day.
And we probably touched on this. I can't remember though.
No, I don't think that we did. It was okay. It was okay. It was in good shape. It's a city layout, right? So it's back and forth holes, and you know how.
And it's just the public, right?
Yeah. Mid-Am is a Pine Ridge. Actually, Trev sent something on Instagram last week about Oak Island is hosting, I believe it's the Mid-Am? No. Manitoba Amateur? I don't know. But Oak Island's the host this year.
Nice.
Ches is in the house. Ches, welcome, buddy. Glad to have you, man. Elmhurst is so good. I've heard that 1,000 times, and it's a private course too, and we've been asked to play there a couple times. It just hasn't worked out yet. I've actually only been to Winnipeg like since COVID, probably 3 times, maybe.
I've been once, and that was for the old horn honking ceremonies.
Isn't that nuts? Yeah, that's right. The Manitoba Amateurs at Oak Island. I'm actually might play in that next year.
Well, you might as well. It's at the best course in Manitoba, so
I know.
Do it while you can.
You know, I don't, Trev, you don't have to like qualify or be like a super good player or anything, do you? I mean, obviously want to compete, but you don't, there's no minimum floor to get in there, right? Just wide open. I don't know.
Yeah, I think it'd just be like the same as, well, maybe depends on how many entries they land in.
Right. I remember playing the amateurs as a kid. Those are pretty Tamaracks. The Tamarack is nerve-wracking, but those are like kind of on a different level for some reason.
Yeah, I never did do well in those.
The rural, was it the rural junior we had played a couple times?
Yeah. I don't think I ever played the Manitoba junior.
No, neither did I. I only played the rural junior.
So what's the difference between a mid-am and an MB-am?
That's a good question. Ches says you have to have a handicap of 8 or better. That's interesting.
Oh.
Or Ches said that. Trev said that there's a no limit. Oak Island would, oh man, that's actually so good for Oak Island.
There's going to probably be some good scores, depending on what tees they play, maybe.
Yeah, because the blacks are a little bit more challenging than what we usually play, but I don't know how much of a difference it would be in yardage wise. Oh, so mid-am you got to be 25. Kicks out the young bucks just coming out of school.
Oh, gotcha.
Ches wants to play in the Tamarack, but he's got to defend the Duck, which he won in 2021. That's a pretty cool trophy. Remind me of one of those Ducks Unlimited things that Grandpa Hal used to always get for auctioneering at the events.
Was that at, where's that one? Is that the one at Madge?
Yeah, I think that one's at Mad. What else do I have here? On the subject of Winnipeg, I was there last week or a week and a half ago, and I was driving into the city on Wilkes Ave. And so I come off the perimeter, head down Wilkes Ave, and kind of out of my peripheral vision, I see this huge ship. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on here? So I get a little bit closer to it, and it's legitimately a huge wooden ship. And somebody has it in their backyard, and they have a deck in their backyard, and then they have a a staircase going up to the ship. So they turned this huge ship into like a backyard bar or like a patio in the back of their house. Has anybody seen that before? I thought it was hallucinating first, but it was legit. I was gonna try to find it on Google Maps, like the street view of it, to see if I could find it, but I didn't. Step Brothers, exactly like that. But they had a treehouse in it, I think, right? I think you're on mute, Drums.
I am on mute. What the fuck is going on?
But it was legit. Like, it actually looks so sick, and it was a full-sized wooden ship that somebody had converted into a backyard patio. It's phenomenal. I figured somebody in the chat would have to have seen it before. I couldn't believe it. I've been on Wilkes Ave before, so it must be a new edition.
Oh, there might be something here online.
Yeah?
Yeah, I think so.
Like a newspaper article or something? Can you share the screen? Okay, I'll keep going here because I want to touch on something else from last night. So we were in Nashville last night. My first time ever in Nashville. 3 million out of 10 recommend to anybody, obviously. But we went to Kid Rock's bar. Like all those guys kind of have their own bars in Nashville. So like Dirks has his, Aldean's has his. Oh. Is this a video?
Yeah, so it looks like he's got it set up with a pool. The price of it was $100,000. Is this what you're looking at?
It has to be. I figured they probably got it on some sort of auction for like a good price. Oh, look at that. There's a pool in it? Like, honestly, it was a full-size ship.
That's amazing. No, he built this.
Oh, really? Wow, that's actually very impressive.
Yeah. Doug built a ship.
Attaboy, Doug. Maybe we should get Doug on the show.
Not a kid, Doug.
Look how high. He's just like, man, I'm so proud of this ship.
I'm the tits. I can't build IKEA furniture, and this motherfucker's building a ship in his yard.
No kidding. I guess you could just probably find blueprints for it somewhere online and just go to town on it. He probably built it before COVID because wood prices have exploded since then. But
yeah, I think that was 2019. It said that's crazy.
He could probably disassemble it and buy a new house with the price of wood. Actually, I think it's gone down now. I don't know. Has wood gone down?
I think it's gone down, but it's not good.
No, well, nothing is.
Yeah.
There we go. Is Sean in the house? Maybe these guys can actually, Bryce, you should just put like $100 on Buffalo to win the cup, and then that'll probably be enough of a payout to build us a ship.
Hedge your bet. But yeah, I cannot see Buffalo winning the cup.
So okay, back to the Nashville story.
Yes, sir.
There's been a lot of stories so far, but this was one that I wanted to touch on because I think that this is the first time that I came to this realization. There's a lot of people who I think attest to this as well, but it's not something I thought about before. Anyways, in Florida, we went to a karaoke bar for one, so that's kind of a lead into this, and it was amazing. It was like,
is that your first time karaokeing?
I never sang, no, but I've been to karaoke before. But this was like another level. Like, we were sitting with a guy, he had a reserved table. This was like every Friday they do it, so there was like legends around the place, and so it was really good. Yeah, I know, Cam, I agree. We went to a couple. We started off basically at the end of Broadway and kind of went into, I think one was Tootsie's and one was Legends, and they were both amazing. as the night progressed, we kind of went on through the strip. We went to Aldean's bar, went to Luke Bryan's bar, which wasn't very good. But we ended up at Kid Rock's bar, and it was phenomenal. There was this rock band called Hippies and Cowboys. And they were like a rock band. Like they all had long hair. They were super, super good. And the guy started singing Thunderstruck, which is probably one of the more challenging songs, I think, to sing well, and just killed it. But as I was watching, I was like, I feel like amateur stuff like that, amateur acts are almost more entertaining than like a full-blown production and like a well-known guy or gal.
Yeah.
Because you have no expectations. You have low to no expectations for one. And there's always shit that happens, like whether it's planned or usually not planned, but it's funny stuff or very impressive stuff. And so we were watching, I think, at Tootsie's it was. One of the guys missed a verse in his song. Like the stuff you would never see at like a concert that you went to. But at the Kid Rock bar, this Hippies and Cowboys band, the first thing that happened was they were taking requests for $20. You go up there, give them $20, they play any song. They played a song that they've never played before. The band, they all just brought it up on their phones. And what song was it? Oh, Crying by Aerosmith. He's like, we've never done this song before, but we'll try it out. Killed it. Absolutely killed it. And then the lead singer goes to the bathroom. He goes for a break. So the backup singer comes in for a couple songs. And as he goes up to the second deck to go to the bathroom, he finds this guy. He runs into this guy just hanging out at the bar, strikes up a conversation. And the guy's like, man, I'm a drummer. I'm very talented. And so the lead singer invites him up on the stage to play drums with the band for a song. And he was amazing. And so they asked him to play another song, and the crowd just went absolutely nuts because the guy just came out of the crowd and killed it on the drums. And like that stuff, you don't really see it like a full production. You know what I mean?
Yeah. You don't think that's none of that staged?
I got zero vibes that it was staged. The lead singer, you could just tell how blown away he was by how well this guy was playing drums. You can usually tell if it's like what the exchange is like and that kind of stuff. But the lead singer was like so impressed with them, and so it was awesome. So I'm with Cam here. Live music is you never know what to expect. You never know what you're gonna get.
And the settings in those small bars are like so much better than like an arena. Because you're so close, like you hear the music different, you feel the music different. You just like it's more intimate setting. You're playing to a couple hundred as opposed to a couple thousand. So like you can give them more, I would think.
Yeah, it's just a lot more personal, eh?
Did you see? Speaking of concerts, did you see the tickets for
Taylor Swift?
Taylor Swift? Oh,
yeah.
18 G's.
Oh, I didn't see that. What's the 18 G's part about?
So all the tickets were bought up, right? For every show across
resale,
the entire tour for the resale. And that's what some of them were going for the resales.
Oh, really?
18 grand. Yeah. So conspiracy theory.
Okay. Good. Rigo's not here. We can do that.
She buys all the tickets, sells them through the third party, makes 100 times more money than she would have by just doing the Ticketmaster style.
Is that your theory, or is that a theory going around?
I've heard it a little bit. I don't know how legit it is, but essentially, like, if whatever record label she's with, they would only get a certain percentage of every ticket sold.
Right.
So if you're selling $100 ticket and you get 10%, right? Where if you resell them back to the third party sellers, you get 100% of that profit that you sell them to. You're double dipping.
I mean, I wouldn't rule it out. Does she need the money?
I wouldn't rule it out. I wouldn't think she would do it. She's too big a name. Like if she got caught doing it. But I mean, it's not like
that's
Taylor
like her
Swift
legacy would be
behind a
wrecked.
fucking computer doing it. Yeah.
But I mean, we'd probably never hear about it if she did get caught. Maybe she was wrapped up in the FTX stuff and they need to recoup some of the profits or the losses. I mean,
right.
Tiger was involved in that. Hey, not like he wasn't like any sort of operational. He just he had investments in it. I think 600 milli
is what he had in it.
Gone.
Oof. It's a good thing he won that PIP.
Yeah, what do you get for that?
15 pennies.
Yeah, 600 mil is a lot, even for Tiger, I feel like.
So what happens there?
It's gone. I mean, I don't know. I don't know what the aftermath is going to be like. There's still a lot going on. Like, it's just almost too much to even comprehend at this point.
Because, like, I still see stuff that the company has money. Obviously not enough to hedge or to pay off all their even deposits, right?
Yeah, see, I saw that they actually owed 300 billion to someone. So I don't know. There's a bunch of different numbers being tossed out there and names. And the weird thing is the guy's just still floating around in the Bahamas and like doing interviews and stuff. Like it's just another day in the what?
He's the biggest fucking creep I've ever seen, I think.
There's a sex tape apparently.
Oh, good.
Of him and that gremlin that was the CEO of the company, 24 years old. I honestly don't know how these people
Alameda or whatever.
Alameda. Like, how does Tiger Woods get wrapped up in that to the point where someone from his party is investing 600 million into these people?
Well, like, so what's Buddy's fucking initials there?
SBF. Scam bank. Scam, what do they call them? Scam, bankrupt, fraud.
But his family's pretty well off to begin with, and I imagine they have quite a few connections from their jobs. So, like, it's not difficult to see how he ended up in that like business, I guess. But
yeah,
because I saw like his parents had like a $53 million home in the Bahamas.
Too. Yeah. Oh, there's a lot of shady stuff going on there. And her dad was like the head of economics at MIT.
Right. So weird.
So there's definitely a bit of like inside stuff there, without a doubt. Like it's not a theory. Yeah.
Right. I mean, obviously, motherfucker's on the lam right now. How about how it like all came out
with Binance guy?
Yeah, hilarious.
Yeah, that was actually wild too.
So, do you think it was because he wanted FTX?
I don't know. It's tough to say. Like, I've used Binance before. Binance is from China, so just right there, I don't know how much. There's good and bad of China though, so you can't really stereotype based on that. But honestly, that whole thing really did a strong campaign for how different Bitcoin is compared to other cryptos.
Right.
For one, and the importance of keeping your own like Bitcoin off of the exchanges. So even though the price dropped, $5,000 in the last 2 weeks, I think it cleaned out a ton of shit from, because there's a lot of tokens like that in crypto, not Bitcoin. But it kind of a lot of people involved in Bitcoin are very happy that it happened, and they see it as a very good thing for the future for a lot of reasons, but those two in particular.
Well, it just cleaned out the market, right? Like if you had 100 different coins and 50 of them lasted, you'd be happy with the ones that are lasting, right?
Right. And it just really goes to show how different Bitcoin is from other cryptos in terms of you can't just create Bitcoin. That's the main difference there. Like they basically just made as many FTT tokens as they could come up with and were selling them on the market. Binance held a ton of them. And once Binance started offloading them, that's when the price crashed, and that's when everything kind of went haywire for these guys. But I don't know. I hope the guy ends up in jail. I also think that people should have done a lot more, especially for, like Trev said, Tom Brady and like Tiger Woods. Like, they should have people who know what's going on and like do some due diligence on these people. Like, I don't know.
But
there's a lot of red flags.
We've seen this. Check out any like Netflix documentary in the past 2 years. It's all fucking rich people getting scammed out of their minds just because they have so much money that they literally need things to do with a shitload of money.
Yeah.
And so some guy comes and sweet talks you well enough, I guess.
Yeah. And they were basically just like creating their own growth. And I think that because of them, like, if you're an investment fund manager right now, like you're going after the things that are earning the most profit, because there's a lot of stuff that are in the dumps right now. And you have a certain, like, not obligation, but like expectations of your clients to say earn 7 to 8% in your investments. And so a lot of these are down a lot. So then they start chasing these things like this that appear to be going up and up and up until the rug gets pulled from under them and they realize that it was just a complete, like, that literally was a definition of a Ponzi scheme.
Oh yeah.
But
hilarious.
Yeah, it actually, I don't know. You kind of feel bad, but at the same time, I don't.
Well, yeah, I don't
feel bad for Tiger, obviously. Always do.
Yeah, and there's other people that I'm sure lost like their life savings and fortunes and everything. That sucks, but I don't know. The risk you take, I guess.
Yep.
Speaking of Netflix docs, there's one we should do a book club on.
Oh yeah,
I think it Pepsi, Where's My Jet, or something like that.
Okay.
So I guess it's do you remember when Pepsi, like, you used to pull out the little tab from under the cap and you could send
for
it
prizes
like
and shit?
Yeah. So I don't even know the years. I just kind of know the premise of what this is. But years ago, the King Daddy Topper prize was you needed 7 million or 70 million tokens, and you get this jet. And so Pepsi did it basically as a joke. And this guy did the math, figured out how many he needed, like how he needed to get the 7 million. And then he would so he bought all the Pepsi, then he offloaded it to like a third party. So he was like a distributor, but he was taking the points. Like he had to get.
So he would take the caps off them and dump them into something else.
Yeah. So then he didn't lose money on the Pepsi.
Wow.
Like went to a finance guy. The guy told him, "Yeah, I'll finance this. You just have to give me a business plan." So the guy like had to go give a business proposal, got the financing to do all this, and then they're like, "Oh no, like we were joking about that." And so this is like the story of the lawsuit against him not getting his jet.
I actually remember those. Like they used to have little points on, like it was 1 or 2
or
whatever
points.
It was. Yeah, under every
get
cap.
Get like hats and shirts and shit. Yeah.
Yeah, Pepsi points. I do remember that.
Yeah.
That was back in Strathclair days, so that would have been.
I was gonna say it's probably early
90s.
2000s. Yeah.
90s. I also remember in Strathclair it was Hal's. It was called Hal's. It was a grocery store there, both the same time. But they had those they were bottles of pop, but they had like the little, they're called Orbits, I think.
Oh yeah. Those like, they're like bubble tea.
Yeah.
Type things that come
like
up
orange.
Yeah. Fucking hated those.
Did you? Oh, I was a huge
dangerous
fan for choking hazard.
Yeah, I think that's why they don't exist anymore.
Orbit.
Yeah, those were disgusting, man. Crazy.
I don't know that they're
also
disgusting.
Back to like those days. How much better were slush puppies over Slurpees?
Yeah, slush puppies were at the rink, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah,
like small town convenience stores. Those were way better than actual Slurpees.
There was a lot less sugar. Hey, it was just like ice and a little bit of flavor.
Way more sugar. Because you could
way more.
Some places you could put the sugar in, like you do the squirt bottle.
Oh yeah, and you did like the shocker too. It was really sour.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
amazing.
Oh man, that reminds me of this being in America for the last few days here. Just so much different than Canada. Like we'd be at gas stations and like at 8 a.m, guys are. And this might happen in Canada too. I don't usually sit outside of gas stations in Canada, but people are coming in and out of there at 8 a.m. with full slushies or like pop.
It definitely happens here.
Does it?
Yeah. I don't drink like what do you call them? Energy drinks often unless like if absolutely need something in the morning. So if I do stop at like Sev or a gas station, same thing. Like there's guys that'll come out of there with armfuls of Monster energy drinks and 3 packs of darts and they're ready to go to work.
3 packs of darts in Canada would be like a hundy.
Yeah. He just spent his day's work getting darts for the day.
Bryce said Elon Musk said that FTX guy was a fraud right after meeting him for the first time. Yeah, because FTX actually tried helping Elon in terms of the purchase of Twitter.
Right.
They wanted to be a
partner,
part financer. Yeah, and Elon said, "Pluck this guy."
Yeah.
Also, on that note, man, how better is Twitter right now since Elon's on there?
It's fucking funny again. I'll say that.
It's so good. Like the shit that Elon is tweeting right now is blowing my mind.
It's so funny. So funny. I really don't actually give a shit. I will be very, very sad if it actually dies. I don't expect it to actually die.
No, it won't die.
Know.
It'll be worth 100 times, I bet, in 5 years.
And
Elon knows what he's doing.
All these nerds getting fucking filming themselves. Oh, it's 5 o'clock. I guess we're fine. Yeah, get the fuck out.
Today, I mean, I've only been checking Twitter like when I have Wi-Fi and stuff in hotels or whatever. But today he had a picture of all the old swag they had at Twitter, and it said like #stay woke.
Yeah.
And then he made a new shirt that said "Stay at work" in the same like black and white font. What else?
How about within 2 minutes he cut the food budget by $12 million?
Apparently, there was just so much being wasted because nobody was at the office.
Well, like I seen like a TikTok of some chick going into the office.
Oh yeah, my day.
Yeah, fucking embarrassing.
It was actually. Yeah, I mean, I think we're gonna find out a lot of stuff about Twitter.
Gonna go for a nap over here. Got a 3-course meal for lunch.
Yeah. That poll that they did on the former president there got 16 million votes. But the cool thing is I was looking into that afterwards, and the cool thing is they're actually able to the analytics involved in, say, like a YouTube or a Twitter, they're actually able to differentiate a human versus a bot. And how they do that, as soon as you either click the vote button or the like button, it actually takes a picture of your face.
Yeah, that's so fucked.
It is. But I mean, like, think about how many, like, the database full of that. Like, there would never be anything that comes of that. But for analytics purposes, they'll be able to tell what percent of that 52% was human and bot, and what percent of the 48% was a human versus a bot. And I think it's going to be very eye-opening for that. But yes, it absolutely is creepy.
Yeah, it's gross.
But at the same time, it's like when you take a live photo on your phone, when you have live on, it takes a few seconds before you even press the button, and then a few seconds afterwards too. So how does that happen?
Or like, have you ever looked at your phone and there's like that yellow dot up in the corner, which means it's like it's recording something?
Is that what it means?
Yeah. And you're like, what the fuck just happened here? What did I close out of or whatever?
Yeah. Analytics. What were we talking about there?
I'm not sure how we got there, but we're Twitter.
That's what I was going to say. I think this is my prediction for the future, or not prediction, but what I think should happen. So if we know now that we're able to differentiate bots versus humans for one, plus you had an element like if you have to upload like 1,000 satoshis to a wallet to prove that you're like able to vote and stuff like that. I feel like you could do polls like that on whether it's Twitter or a different poll, but instead of like having government, like this level of government, and then there's another level, and then we vote for it, different things, and then they decide. I feel like you would have like a small board of whatever directors at the top of the government. That's it. That's all you need. You come up with these issues. You say, should the town invest $5,000 towards this new water park? And every citizen in the town says yes or no.
And it just has to be an app. That's it. You don't have to go anywhere.
Twitter probably could work it in because there'll be so many people who end up using it, I think, when it's all kind of where he sees it going. But like instead of, electing these people and then they basically make all the decisions for 4 years, like why not have something where we could actually just hop on there and it's like, should we do this to the road? Should the garbage dump do this? Yes or no? And then that's it. Like there's nothing else that needs to be decided. Like let the people decide what it should be.
Or like in your app, it has like a wallet, and in your wallet is your taxes that you paid.
Mm-hmm.
And then you get to distribute that to each.
Yeah.
There's different categories. And like, let's say each category has to hit a nut to complete what they need to complete for the year. So if you're a single dude and you're worried about the roads, you can put all your money to the roads. Where if you're a family and you've got schooling and stuff like that, then I think you would have more, I don't know, like pride in it as well of being in a community.
Well, you see where your taxes are going, right?
Right. Yeah. And you have some input.
Yes.
Other than just a simple vote for a person. You have a vote on the topic.
Yeah. And I think that's a big issue right now is because like even in Canada or say the US, like all those elections apparently are 49% to 51%. So basically 51% gets to decide something that 49% of people hate. Whereas if you just have like a small group of people, it doesn't matter what their belief system is. It's just like one action item at a time. And if we have the ability to prove that it's people voting on there, I think that's a game changer for it. I think it would take a lot of government workers out, which
like that. That's why it won't happen.
Yeah. Well, I know that's maybe dreaming, but anyways, this has been conspiracies with Drums and Door for the night. That's what happens when Rigo doesn't show up.
That was decently tame, though.
It was. Yeah. I think that's I was actually going to talk about that I'm going to probably do a video next week and be talking about that on my YouTube channel for Silverstone. I just think it just makes so much sense. And Elon's proving that. Like you can see, like people voted for it. I mean, even without the human versus bots thing, that's still won. So he did it because that's what people want.
Yeah. And I truly believe, like, if everybody voted no, he wouldn't have given it back. Yeah.
Trev says, similar to the course in Arkansas who made the hole-in-one for a truck and the dealership said no deal. I didn't hear about that.
Right.
He's talking about the Pepsi thing.
Yeah.
Where was that on, Trev? Is there like a documentary or a YouTube thing on it or whatever? I don't know. I haven't seen that. Yes, Mr. T's had the extra 25 cents for the shocker.
Right.
And it was so sour.
That was a sour shit? Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you ever had those ones where you put ice cream in them? Like you fill up a bit of slushy, then put ice cream, and then top it with slushy.
Oh yeah, I have. I don't think they're called slush creams though. I don't know.
No, I don't think so.
The live audience tonight says slush cream.
She's ill-informed.
Yeah, she calls them bunny hugs too, so can't trust.
Yeah, fucking weirdos.
We need a cue. Oh, I was thinking about this today as well. Sears Wish Book. Do you remember that?
Oh yeah.
Best thing ever.
Hell yeah. I don't think I ever got one present out of it, though?
No. What do you
Like,
mean?
I would have full pages
That's why
circled.
it's called a
This
wish
is,
book.
yeah, this is what I want for Christmas, and I never got one. So parents just do their own thing anyways.
It was so good. Like, it was thick. It was like 1 or 2 inches thick.
Oh yeah, it was.
And
it's like a university textbook.
Yeah, but it like started with apparel. It was like meant like women's stuff, like some bras and stuff that when you're 10 years old, you're like, whoa, a bra. And then of course the toys at the end. Iceberg. I don't know if that was called either. Maybe that's a Swan thing. Iceberg. I forget what it was called.
Like,
Okay,
we're on
so this is what Trev
cream
said.
slushies?
Yeah, take a look so you can see it online. Google, what do normal people call slushy and ice cream and slushies? So Trev says it's a story right now. A Ford dealership said they'd put up a truck as a hole-in-one prize for a tournament. Buddy makes a hole-in-one, and the dealership told him to kick rocks. Like, they didn't get any insurance for it. They just casually threw it out there. Buddy sued the dealership and goes to court sometime next year. That is actually unreal.
I bet Screamers.
Yes, that's what it was. Screamers.
But I bet you the dealership will come back with like, due to COVID, we can't facilitate an actual truck to give away.
Yeah.
Some bullshit like that.
Chip shortage in Arkansas.
Yeah. But that's fucking wild. I would be so mad because you'd be like, you're about to start drinking hard, and then you get told that, no, sir, unfortunately, you don't get that truck. Like, I will be livid.
No, you wouldn't though. You would get hammered. You'd probably buy everybody $5,000 worth of drinks because you thought you won a truck. And they wouldn't tell you that day that you didn't win it.
No, they would tell you at that tournament, I would imagine.
You think?
They had the truck on the tee box. He says, I would fucking smash the shit out of that.
That would be absolute torture.
I would fly into that truck so hard with a golf cart.
Yeah, I would actually track that truck down at the dealership and either flip it or like shoot 10 golf balls at it like stingers.
Yeah, well, I'd be firing balls at the dealership itself.
True, you could do that too.
Just the receptionist is getting pelted with golf balls every day. I just go hit one every day.
No, every time they replace the window. There was the hotel we stayed in Nashville today or last night. It was actually a really good one. I would highly recommend it. It was Hilton, I think. It was actually really reasonable. But anyways, it looked like an old bank, but then it also had like a courtyard with a bunch of glass really high up and probably like 50 windows, like so you could see the sun in the sky and stuff. But one of the windows was shattered. Like how a car window would shatter, like it had the same kind of like look to it, like if somebody hit a golf ball at a car window,
like an impact look.
Yeah, but like what would, because it was super high and like it was a high hotel, obviously. What would cause a window to be shattered that high? Like something falling from the sky?
Asteroid or a bird?
Do you think a bird would do that much damage? I don't know. I'd say
I don't know. Aliens. Have you ever had a bird hit your window?
Oh yeah, tons.
It sounds like a truck hits your house.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's actually probably one of the scariest things in life is when a bird hits the window. And then you have to go clean up the bird too afterwards.
I just let Vito outside.
What's the keyword tonight? Could we use Madison?
Yeah.
I want to use Madison.
What are we at for numbers?
I feel like that's 9 or 10. Oh, yeah. Cam's got it. Yeah, we're doing 12. So we only got 2 more left. He's doing the golf course. Ooh.
Ooh.
I don't know. I'd be doing that. I'd go after the dealership, man.
Well, if the golf course put the tournament on, I'm definitely suing the golf course.
Really?
Yeah.
You know that you're not getting money from a golf course, for one.
Don't care.
You'd put the golf course out of business. Huh?
Give me that truck.
Bryce says this is word number 10. Cam's probably right. It probably was a piece of frozen stuff from a plane or something like that. So word number 10 is Madison.
Madison, Wisconsin.
Yeah. I really want to get back here in the sun. What's that?
Are you back? When are you coming back?
Back tomorrow. Casual 14-hour drive tomorrow.
Oh. How are those rides?
They've been pretty good, I would say. Overall, there's been some, I mean, when you spend 40 hours in a vehicle with two people, obviously there's going to be some sparks fly, but no, I'd say overall it was actually really good. We had a ton of fun, and the pop stroke was a highlight. Nashville was a highlight. Karaoke. Wish Florida would have been a little bit hotter. That's about it. But
only complaint?
Back to the snow tomorrow. Pardon me?
That's the only complaint?
Yeah, I think so.
How you passed the drives? You got some podcasts you're rocking or what?
Yeah, I kind of shit the bed. I didn't download nearly enough, so we've had to turn on data a couple times. This podcast is powered by data right now in the States, so
that's a big deal.
But yeah, we've had some podcasts.
There goes the King budget for the year.
No kidding. J. Hodge, Ford, and Molotron. Can't really read that.
Everybody go to those websites and start giving them shitty Yelp reviews.
Or get Elon to mention them on Twitter.
Yeah, we'll start attacking them Gen Z style.
Yeah, that's the best way to do it right now. Is just go after them. Okay, this is the last thing I want to talk about. Then we'll call her. Unless you have anything else, Drums, do you?
No, not really.
Okay, this is the last one I wanted to bring up because this is a topic that I've thought about long and hard. My family has a history of not doing this. You would say Grandpa Hal, he used to never wear a seatbelt because he would be afraid that if he happened to go off the dirt road into a swamp or a slough, that he wouldn't be able to exit the vehicle, which I agree with. I'm on his team there. But here's my question. Should the seatbelt law be legal? Like, shouldn't you just have a choice of whether you wear a seatbelt or not? How can they enforce that as a law when you're not harming anybody else other than yourself? How could you make that a law?
It'd be insurance related.
You think so?
Yeah.
Okay, so like in the States, there's all these stupid signs. The billboards in the US are wild, by the way, like wild. Like adult sex shops, these like funny ads and stuff like that. But like there's signs. This one said 60% of car crashes or deaths from car accidents were from unbuckled passengers or drivers. So I feel like 60%, there's also 40% that were buckled and still died.
Well, yeah.
So I feel like there's not enough of a spread there to be just making somebody pay $300 for not wearing their seatbelt. You know what I mean? Piss off. Everybody shake if you haven't yet today.
So essentially, you've got a 60% chance of dying versus a 40% chance of dying.
I guess. But, I mean, there's a lot more things to consider there with that. Like, what type of car crashes were they? You know, like, it's hard to really label every car crash was like, would you have died if you had a seatbelt on or would you have not have? You can't really – they're all different. I don't know. I think if it was like 99% of people without a seatbelt on died, then yeah, I'll do it. But like 40% had a seatbelt on and still died. Like, I don't know. That's just my opinion.
No, so they're saying like 100 people died.
100 deaths. Say there was 100 deaths from car accidents. 60 of them were from people being unbuckled. Didn't have their seatbelt. Yeah, wasn't from that, but that's what it was. Right.
Yeah, just a stat. It's just another stat that they give you.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's
to sell insurance.
Right. Okay, here's a good comment from Cam. I'd be dead today without a seatbelt.
There. Makes my decision up. Hey, you do whatever you want to do.
That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying like yes or no, you shouldn't or you should. I'm saying like you're not really hurting.
Should there actually be a law? Yeah, there should be a law.
That's what I mean. Like drunk driving, speeding, you're actually putting others at risk there, right?
Oh yeah, but still, they're there to save. They're there to save you, your life. There's a better chance of you living with the fucking seatbelt on than if not.
Yeah, I still think you should have a choice.
But do you remember, like when we were kids, like there were still vehicles that didn't have them in the back seats.
The old boats.
Yeah, we just fucking roam around the entire car and smoke darts in the car. There'd be ashtrays in the back seats. Remember that?
Yes.
It was like in the little door, on the little door things. I always wondered that. I was like, well, who's smoking? Like it's for kids back here.
Yeah, those old cars were legendary units for sure. Don't see too many of those on the road anymore.
Have you seen like the TikTok videos of like parents showing their kids stuff from their childhood?
No.
And it's like a floppy disk. Like, what is this? A cigarette lighter.
Yeah.
What?
I think he means like on the top back behind like the seats, between the seats and the window.
Wait, and that's how you almost died? How did your seatbelt get up there?
No, I think he's talking about like the old cars.
Oh.
I'm thinking, I don't know for sure. But yeah, those old cars, you don't see too many. I saw a Pontiac on the road. Those things are retro. A Pontiac G7 or G9? G6. Fly like a G6.
Yeah.
Pontiacs just went extinct. Just randomly went extinct. Okay.
Well, yeah. I was after 08. Yeah. They had to make some cuts. So Pontiac was out. Well, because it was like Pontiac is under the Chevy GM branch, right?
Yeah.
So they have 5 different versions of the exact same car. They're just under a different company, under a different name, right? And literally, like the parts are the exact same. So yeah. I mean, there's lots of shit like that,
but every teenager from like 2000 or like 96 to like 2005 had a Pontiac of some sort. I feel like.
Well, it was either a Sunfire, a Cavalier.
Sunfire. That's what Pontiac Sunfire, right?
If you were rich, you had a Cobalt at the end.
That's a Chevy.
Yeah. But a Chevy Cavalier and a Sunfire were the exact same car.
Yes, they were. Absolutely. Yeah, Cam was talking about just as a kid, he'd sleep on the back up there. That's how much room there was, like on the seats. I think behind the seats and between the windshield.
Yeah.
I had a Pontiac Bonneville, I think, before I crashed it.
I remember the first day you had your license with the Bonneville. And we went to the mall and you went to park, hit a car.
No.
and then just looked at me. What do I do? Pull out and go to the next available parking spot.
I would like to say that I've got better at driving in parking lots. I don't know what it is. Like you put me on a freeway going 150 kilometers an hour, I'm good. But like
the wildest shit I've ever seen.
I know. In parking lots, I just do not have any sort of sense of direction or anything. It's absolutely wild, actually.
Like you were braking. You just didn't hit the brake hard enough. It was weird.
Yeah. We pulled into a gas station there, and we stayed at a gas station, like in the vehicle. And it took me like 3 laps, 5 minutes, going like 3 kilometers an hour the other night to try to find a spot that was okay. There were some other things happening at the time, but yeah.
At a truck stop you stayed at?
Yeah, so we pulled in. This was in actually Tifton, Georgia. So that's where Kip Moore, like, you know, Kip. That's where he grew up. So we was on the way. So I was like, let's stay in Tifton. So we pull into this truck stop. So get
was there
there.
Some lot lizards?
Yeah, plus. We pull in there and we go to the bathroom, brush our teeth, blah blah blah, and get something. I think we bought something, but the lady says, "Have a good evening. Make sure to stay safe out there," or something along those lines. And we both of us kind of had this like weird kind of vibe, or like eerie. It was something was off there. But then she said, "Stay safe," and I was like, "We're out of here." So got in the vehicle, had to move our stuff back from the front to the back, and then I left the back hatch open, and as I was pulling out of there. And then we went to find another spot, and yeah, it took me a while to find a place. But anyways, Tifton, Georgia, not the best place to stay overnight for sure.
I'm not sure I'm staying in a parking lot anyways.
Yeah.
Definitely not a truck stop, like maybe a Walmart or something.
Well, but there's people, I don't know. Yeah, it's tough to say.
There's wackos everywhere, so who knows?
That's what I mean. Okay, Bryce says back to the hole-in-one truck. The dealership said it was only for display. And sorry for the misunderstanding. Okay, so Bryce says he's rocking a G8 right now. Is it good, Bryce? Like a Pontiac G8? Actually, those are pretty nice cars.
Yeah, I wouldn't say they're vintage yet.
The G6s are kind of not ideal. G8's what you wanted to strive for, though. Right. For sure. Back in the day.
What was that one that Tron had?
That was a Grand Prix. That thing was fast.
Yeah, remember we got pulled over in that thing too?
I got pulled over many times. That thing caused me to lose my license twice.
Before 23.
Before 23, lost my license twice.
That's wild.
But that thing went from, that was like a Ferrari, man. That was like a Manitoba Ferrari, the Grand Prix.
We got pulled over. You didn't even have your license on you. I thought we were fucked that day. And then you told the guy, I'm sorry. I literally just told Drums, I haven't gone fast in this car for a while. And so I pinned it.
The crazy thing is, like, I got off of a lot of tickets, but I still lost my license twice. Like, that's right. Jesus. That's how often I got pulled over. Okay, we're talking about cars. We've been talking about Elon. I'm glad there's people in the chat tonight for sure, because we've had some chats. These guys are talking about G8s in the chat right now. G8s were actually nice. So I feel like Jamie used to have a G8, didn't she? And she was like the most, everybody wanted to be her because she had a G8. The black G8. That thing was sharp. Yeah, Cam's right. The G8 replaced the Grand Prix. The Grand Prix, though, man, that thing went fast. Too fast for me.
And you had like one of the first ones where it projected this.
The display.
Heads-up display. Yeah.
That was Dad's. It wasn't my car. It was Dad's. We were talking about that on the way here. The Hondas, like Ford has the Lincoln. Chevy has GMC. Like, does Honda have like a luxury brand? We couldn't think of one, because like my Accord goes really fast too, but I couldn't think of like if there was a luxury brand for Honda or not.
No, I don't think so.
Acura says. Right.
I thought Acura was Nissan. Oh, okay. No, Nissan's Infiniti, and Chevy is Cadillac. Chevy, GMC, their top dog is Cadillac. Are we frozen right now? What the fuck is going on?
What the heck's going on here?
Is it working? Does it say you're still connected to Wi-Fi?
I don't know. Oh, drums is back. What happened there, drums?
I don't know. Did we run out of data? What happened?
Probably did, actually. Anyways, that's probably our cue leave. Anyways, we got okay. So everybody says Acura, so it must be Acura. And we touched on a lot of subjects. Rigo's probably going to be very happy he wasn't here tonight.
Okay. What was the word for the day?
We can't say. People got to hear.
Oh, I thought we always repeated it.
At least once. Okay.
Anyways. Oh, right.
Okay, well, drums, it was a slice tonight. I wasn't sure how this episode was going to go, but it actually seemed to go fairly smooth Wi-Fi wise. I think nobody in the chat was complaining about it. So, but it was good to see you.
You too, bro.
And we'll talk to you very soon. Thanks everybody in the chat tonight. It was good to see everybody in here. And I think we'll be back on from now on. We missed last week because of some travel issues, but I think we're back. And we're going to get the Domies fired up maybe next week or the week before. I guess we got to do all the polls still, hey?
Yeah. Yeah, so we got lots.
Okay.
All right. Let's bounce. Drive safe, you kiddies. Peace out. Love you. Later.
All right. Love you, fellas or fella. See you, boys. Everybody in the chat. Talk to you soon.